My name is Nonhle. I'm from the Wild Coast. I'm proudly Pondoland woman. The reason for me to be here is because of the proposed end to Wild Coast toll road. And we've heard that the government has proposed the end to Wild Coast toll road, which is the thing we didn't ask from the government. And then we have concern about our ancestral land, which is the graves and the grazing land, because that land is so important to us. When we question the government, how about our graves? How about our grazing land? How about our forefathers, they were lying there? There's no question. And then it seems this kind of development is a top-down approach. It's not that the development we want, because we're not saying in Eastern Cape, in the Wild Coast, we don't want road, but we want the access road, the small road that is going to access to go to our houses. Not just the big highway is going to be had a lot of cars making the hell of noise there all night, because we just care about the safety of our livestock and our children. It's not just only the development, because the development is something you live with happy. Thank you.
The choice of saying no to toll road is not an easy choice for us to make, because there are people in our community who are in favor of the toll road. I think there are numerous reasons and why toll road is not an option for our communities in the land of Amampondo. As soon as you cross Mtamvuna Bridge and you drive from there through Bizana, maybe through Mount Elif, Mount Fremtata, all you come across there is what your Transkei Big Five. You have got dogs lying dead on the road, you have got horses, you have got cows, you have got sheep, you have got goats, you have got potholes. Then you can imagine if you were to have a much bigger road, a toll road, running through that land. I think it is a concern to all of us who love animals, who keep livestock, that when you have got such a highway, because I know if they build a toll road there, they can put up a fence, but I know that the next day there will be no fence along that road. And it calls for, therefore, for somebody, to an extent that one of the things I've said to the chiefs and the sub-headmen, they said they must get a commitment to Sanral to say, if they put up a fence, protect the road, and the next day it's not there, what will happen? So that's one commitment which we want, because we know if they put in that resource through those villages where people, there is more than 70% of unemployment, people are going to steal the fence. As much as we are not justifying the stealing of the fence, but we know it will happen. The other major concern we have, Nonhle has outlined in terms of that. We're very concerned for Sanral to say they are going ahead with the road without the chief, the sub-headman, the traditional authority in that land, not knowing how many homesteads will be directly affected with the removal. How many fields, cropland will be affected, how many wood lots would be affected. And in terms of compensation, how will those people actually be compensated without that thorough consultation with the people who live on the land? Without people knowing exactly that the road will lead to some of the graves being exhumed, you haven't consulted. Because for us, the consultation means the sub-headmen. Sub-headmen are the leaders who are in charge of about plus or minus 10 homesteads. They need to know those details, because when the bulldozers come and they are opening up the road, the first point of call when you've got a problem is the sub-headman. You go and report. And if the sub-headman doesn't know how to compensate them, then you have got a problem in terms of traditional leadership. Another concern we have been fighting all these years. John, as he has highlighted here, that he has been with us for the past 5 to 6 years. We have been fighting against the mining of Pondoland sands. And we know that this road is being kept on the coastline because they want to open up Pondoland for mining. And when we have a community that has overwhelmingly stopped the government from mining, and now they want to keep the road, whenever people come with suggestions to say upgrade the existing road, when they say alignment must be further inland, but Sanral keeps on coming back to align it along the coast, we know that all they are doing is to open up the whole Transkei coast for mining. And for that good reason, we say no to toll road in the Wild Coast. If they want, we don't care. If they want to build a toll road far inland or upgrade the existing road, we've got no problem. But we say we don't want it. We can talk about the environmental issues in the sense that the Pondoland Center of Animism, which is a stretch between Umtambuna all the way down to Ngoki, that is a biodiversity hotspot because of the nature and the uniqueness of the rock formations and the endemic plants, close to 200 that have been discovered, and we know there are many, many more which are yet to be discovered by botanists. So we say therefore the area is not up for a toll road. We know because we live there. For instance, I'm one of the people who used to look after the vulture colony at Mtendu River Gorge, and the vultures have since left. I cannot boldly say they left because of poaching, but they left and they all moved to the Msigaba River Gorge vulture colony. Vultures are being killed for the muti or for the traditional medicine market. Now, if you build a toll road to fly over the vulture colony, you are opening it up in terms of accessibility for people to have a trade. So if you are based in the Durban Muti market, all you have to do is to catch a taxi, then go, and when you get to Msigaba River, you jump off. There will be somebody there waiting for you with a vulture that has been killed. So you take it, get in a taxi, and you'll be back in here within 2 to 3 hours. So, and in all these gorges, there are protected plants such as cycads, yellowwoods, you name it. Cycads, we know what the trade is. One of the lucrative trade, and we know that as soon as you put the road spanning those river gorges, you are opening up all those things for marketing. Problem with your EIA, it doesn't speak to those issues. So it doesn't look at that impact. That when you build a road so close to the coast, in that area of animism, in that area where there is all this very rare diversity, you are opening it up. As soon as you put in a road, the next thing you're going to have is an influx of people from far inland who come to reside, to claim sites closer to the highway. And then which means that area is going to be clogged up or overcrowded with settlement, just like you see around the Wild Coast side. And when that happens, for somebody who was born and brought up there, there's no more grazing land, there's no more cropland, and there's no more sites for the future kids. Then the area is overcrowded. So, and then we can kiss goodbye to the endemic plants that are found there, because every piece of land will have to be destroyed or will have to be converted. So, in whatever way you look at it, the people who live on that land are poised to suffer and to lose their land. What is happening around the Wild Coast since the Wild Coast was built there in 1982-83? People are now selling sites to the value of 6,000 rands. And when you cross the gorge, 1 kilometer away across the Mzamba Gorge in Nonhle's village, you pay 50 rands for a site. Just then you put a bridge across that gorge to get to that settlement, which is only 1 kilometer away. And then again, you're going to have the same land grab like you have around the Wild Coast. The crime, the level of crime which we experience around the Wild Coast is beyond what one could describe. You put in a road across the toll road to go to Sikidi village, the same amount of crime. Hence the people in Sikidi say they don't even want a bridge for cars to cross their gorge. They want a pedestrian bridge because they know they put up a bridge there. So there are valid reasons why we say it's not that we don't want roads, we want roads, but roads for the local people, roads that people would use to get to town. So we say to the government, if they've got so many billions, why not upgrade? Why are we still left with no roads, but only footpaths and the cable tracks? why not upgrade our existing roads which we use on a daily basis to get to town? So it doesn't make a chance. Why should we sacrifice so much of our land for people passing by between Durban and East London? So we say this road is not for us. If it was for us, we would have been consulted. So this road is for mining. This road is for maybe industrialists who live in Durban and East London. So if therefore they want to build it, it must be higher up in the sky, away from our land. So we don't want that entity road. But I must again tell you that the people, there are a minority, about 1% or 2% of the people in our communities who are in favor of the road because they are standing to benefit. They are looking for an opportunity, of course, which is going to be short term for them to get contracts during the construction of the road, to get jobs, but in particular the elite that is looking to benefit through BE company in mining operation. So they know that if the mining operation happens, they are standing to benefit some million. But we say, what about the majority of people in the community who will have to list with a dust bowl? Because once you mine those engines again, then it's a dry sand mining and there will be dust flying all over. People won't be able to hang up their washing. The grazing lands will be gone. All the fertile land will be gone. If you take away the heavy mineral in the soil, all you are left with is dust, because the soil or the sand becomes very light and it will be blown around. So therefore we say the Wild Coast, Pondoland is not up for mining. And that's why therefore our chief, our kings, they are not in favor of mining. They are opposed to it. And that's why our king has been deposed by the present government last year. But we are fighting those battles. Our chief as well, they are trying to depose him of his chieftaincy, and we are fighting that because they align themselves with the people when they say their land is not up for grab. So it is a struggle for survival, it's a struggle for livelihood, and we really do appreciate your presence here, in particular, in as far as that is concerned. And we hope and we know that as much as we have 5 of you here, but you have got families, you have got friends, and you will spread the message out there that we do need a lot of support. With these calendars, it's an initiative. We are trying to raise funds, and we are prepared to go to court to stop the government, because we say if it is for us, it should be determined. It should be including us in the decision-making process. If it is for development, development is for the people who live on that land, and they should help decide the destiny of what they want to see on their land. I think
there's a very simple moral and ethical argument, in my mind at least. I don't know, I haven't got all the background, so I cannot comment on everything. But what is immoral and what is not ethical is the simple fact that we have people wanting to actually rape the countryside for their own monetary benefit. It's not going to benefit the people, and I think history has taught us that. If mining activities, for instance, in the northern KZN's benefited the communities, I would like to see that. It doesn't. Neither will this. This is job creation for a few high flyers that get a lot of money out of it. They get a lot into pockets. And I don't think it's morally right to milk the community for what is going to happen there if there's a toll. Can you imagine the small-scale farmers having to run up and down with whatever it is they sort of sell and wherever they sell it? And they've got to pay toll every time they go through a toll bridge. And at what cost is that going to be to them? Even if it's a mere 40 cents a kilometre or a mere 35 cents a kilometre, that is sufficient to break their financial background.
It touched my heart because when we attending this Sanral's meeting, we're just asking this question, like, because the way they were marketing the toll road, they didn't tell us the disadvantages. They just tell us you're going to get jobs. And then how about the diseases? You know, and then when you're asking how many jobs, and then what kind of jobs that you're talking about, for how long?
For how long?
Yes. And then we know because this toll road is going to relocate the people. Where are those people going to build their houses? And then there's no answer. And then the last meeting I've attended for Sanral consultation, and they just were asking, where is the final route of toll road? They didn't answer that question. And then they said, when we finalize the route, we're gonna come back to you and tell you where is the final route. And then after a month, we just heard that our government is given the go-ahead without coming back to tell us where is the final route. While we are talking now, we don't even know where is the final route. We've just heard the toll road is going to go through with our homestead. We're not even sure where exactly. That's why we're ready to take the Sanral to court, because they are not honest with us. Yes.
So that's another dimension of the immorality and unethical behavior that they sort of practice.